All right, here we go. Once again, it's on. Welcome to Full Disclosure. I am Weldon Bishop, my partner in crime, Demario Clark. We bring you live interviews with full panel discussions, and good to see everybody. How you holding up, Demario? Everything's going good, man.
Man, I can't complain. Life is definitely lifing. But no, it's good, man. My son is healthy, the family's healthy,
All
doing
right,
well, doing well. No complaints. How about
good.
yourself?
Hey, can't complain. Like you said, life is lifing, but it's better than an alternative.
There you go.
So
There you go.
so I'm just gonna
All
roll the
right.
punches, man. So speaking of life, let's get into it. A pioneer of Atlanta music passed away recently. Rico Wade passed away at 52, which is young. And I've been looking everywhere for a cause of death. I haven't found one yet. I've looked
Hmm.
at several news outlets and nobody's provided one yet. But Rico, for those who don't know, Rico Wade was one third of the production team Organized Noise. They were famous for songs like Waterfalls by TLC, Southern Playlist of Cadillac Music by Outkast, and several songs by the Goody Mob as well. They were giants in the music world, and he basically was kind of, in my eyes, the de facto leader of what was known as the Dungeon Family, which was the collective of Outkast, Goody Mob, Organized Noise, because they all formed in his basement, which they called the Dungeon, and that's how everything came together. So he was kind of like the RZA of the Dungeon Family, and uh, yeah, he passed away. What was it? Day before yesterday?
Yeah, yeah. I think it was like 2 days
Yeah,
ago. Yeah.
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 So yeah, uh, condolences go out to his friends and family and all those affected by his loss. He was also the cousin of Future as well.
Right,
So
right,
yeah,
right.
um,
I remember when Future was getting ready to come on the scene,
mhm,
and they had mentioned that, and I was like,
yeah,
oh, dude might have some talent. And I mean, here we are, years
yeah,
later.
yeah, yeah,
So he was right. But yeah, you know what? It's funny you mentioned the Waterfalls cut. I didn't even know that they had produced that.
hmm,
But yeah, they were definitely talented. I love what they did with like In Vogue and Don't Let Go. I mean, they weren't just limited to hip hop.
right,
And I think they're kind of some of the unsung people in music. I
absolutely,
really don't think they get the props they deserve. I mean, they definitely get respect,
yeah,
but I do think that they should be mentioned a little bit more than they are. And I met him actually. I thought about it yesterday after we were talking, but his son and my son went to the same school for
okay,
a couple of years. Yeah. And I actually spoke with him. This was probably before Outkast did the concert at Centennial Park in Atlanta,
okay,
for those of you who are familiar with that place in Atlanta. It's downtown Atlanta. But yeah, we were just walking in Greenbrier Mall one day and we were chopping it up a little bit. And he was a cool dude.
yeah,
I mean, I didn't know him, very well, but I would see him every now and then when we would pick up our kids. And I think his son, he's a couple of years younger than my son. But yeah,
okay,
yeah, 52, still
yeah,
relatively young in my opinion. And I'm sure he had a lot more to offer. But
yeah,
such is life, unfortunately. And
yeah,
yeah, RIP
yeah,
to Rico Wade, man.
yeah.
So
I remember because I had a CD back in the day. It was released on LaFace, and they had a group called Society of Soul. If
I
you haven't
remember that.
checked it out, check it out because it's got some
Yeah,
really good music on it.
yeah,
Yeah, it was really good.
right.
But
It
uh,
was that with Sleepy Brown. Was he in that?
yeah,
Sleepy
yeah,
Brown. Yeah,
Sleepy.
yeah, I remember
Yeah, it was
that.
basically everybody from Organized Noise was in it, and there was like a Big Rube, the guy that does the spoken word was in it.
Man, I remember Big Rube.
Yeah,
I remember he
yeah,
had he would write like an article in, was it the Creative Loafing or
yeah, yeah,
something
yeah.
back in
I
the
think
day. I
so. Yeah,
remember reading something he would write like weekly or something.
yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, and it
So,
was and they had, I forget the female member of the group. They had a female member of the group in it too. But
okay.
yeah, but it was a pretty good album. It's one of those albums you don't hear a lot about, but it has some pretty good music on it. But
Mm,
yeah, definitely, like I said, R.I.P. to Rico Wade.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah,
yeah. Definitely a giant in the game, man.
yeah,
So,
yeah, yeah, definitely. So in addition to Rico Wade passing, former Heisman Trophy winner O.J. Simpson passed recently.
yeah,
you know,
okay, I'm
you know what's
listening.
funny? You know what's funny? And I think I told you this when I first started, because the Bronco chase and the trial and everything happened like was it 94?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So I was just starting out kind of with Turner, and I was interning, and I was there in the building when the verdict got announced, and it was a funny kind of dynamic because all through the building, every person who was like not black, mostly white, Caucasian,
Mhm.
um, they were not pleased. They were pretty upset. They were all
Right.
pretty upset, like they in disbelief and everything. All the black people in the building, like people I'd never met before, never seen them before in my life. It was kind of like a little nod, like, "What's up, man? How's it going?" like,
Right, right, right,
like they knew they had to keep it low key if they wanted to keep
right,
their jobs
right,
almost. They were like, "We did it." Just
right, right. Oh my God. That's I'm sure. Well, I was gonna say that that is probably the situation now, just kind of reversed when he died. Like I was gonna say, they are probably happy, and
right.
blacks aren't. But I don't know. A lot of time has passed, and I don't know. I don't know. He was such a polarizing dude, man.
Right.
And I get it.
Right.
People died in the situation, so that's nothing to laugh at. But it's just how his fall from grace, I guess you can say, was
Mhm.
just such a quick one.
Meteoric. Yeah,
Dude, like,
it was it was it was the kind of meteor that took out the dinosaurs. It just that was the
one
kind of
minute,
impact.
one minute he was running through the airport
Right.
with some luggage. The next minute they were trying to run over him.
You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying?
Like, dude,
He was doing Naked Gun movies and he's
that dude, man. But you know
uh,
what I hate though? The thing I hate about the situation is, and I know it's difficult for some people to separate the man from that situation. I definitely
mhm,
get that. But just speaking solely of his accomplishments in football,
mhm.
dude,
Oh yeah.
OJ Simpson.
Yeah.
OJ Simpson,
Yeah.
I want to say to this day, he might still be top 10 running
Yeah.
back
Yeah.
in the league,
Who who
in the history of
who
the
else was
game.
on that team?
I couldn't even tell you, dude. I know he was on Buffalo.
You're
That's
right.
all I know.
Right.
Dude, that dude, man, when we were kids,
Yeah.
everybody wanted to be OJ
Yeah.
Simpson, the
Yeah.
juice.
Yeah.
Now my favorite was Marcus Allen.
Right.
But and he even idolized
Right.
OJ. That's why he went to USC.
Right.
I think that's the same reason why they had the same number, if I'm not mistaken, right? 32,
Yeah.
if I'm not
Yeah.
mistaken.
They had a lot of other
But
things in common too, but we're not gonna get into that. But yeah.
you know, we that's when I lost a little respect for that dude, man. I was seeing all these pictures of him with dude's wife, and I'm like, wow, like, okay. So that's when I lost a little respect for Marcus, but maybe that's what they did. They got down like that. And as time goes on, we're realizing that a lot of people are doing that.
Yeah, yeah,
But
yeah, yeah,
but
yeah.
yeah, yeah. I mean, dude was a beast, man. I mean, I don't care whose name you mention, from Walter Payton to Barry Sanders to Jim
Jim
Brown,
Brown, yeah,
whoever. You can mention OJ
yeah,
with them. I mean, dude
yeah,
was a beast. He was a beast,
yeah,
and I think this was during the time when they had only like 14 games, if I
right,
remember correctly,
yeah,
that he was setting these records. So
yeah.
it's unfortunate that that the little the little spot on television is like, yeah, OJ died. Sports next. Don't mention him like that. It's like, it's unfortunate, but
You mean you mean
I get it,
ESPN didn't do like a whole memorial kind of thing? They
man.
didn't do like
I didn't catch it. All I kept hearing was, and I kid you not, I listened to like the local station,
right.
and they were all just like, look, if you want to celebrate OJ, that's up to you. I choose not to, And the crazy thing is this, though, Weldon, he was found innocent by a jury of his peers.
True.
I mean, you would think that means something. Look, whether or not he did it, I'm not even really gonna speculate at this point. I'm not.
Mhm.
I mean, I have my
Theories.
thoughts about it, but
Right.
it is what it is at this point. I mean, we're
Right.
30 years removed from it, but
Right.
um, I'm able to separate that from his sports accomplishments. I really
Right.
am. And I'm not saying that there should have been some 30-minute segment praising OJ, about what he did on the gridiron. But you can say, hey, he was a great football player. Unfortunately, his life changed, as a result of this. But I don't really remember hearing anything positive. As a matter of fact, the only people that I heard really say something positive about him were Cameron and Mace.
I was about to say Cameron Macy.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's it. And I had to give him kudos for that. I mean, I'm sure there have been other people that have been in situations where something tragic happened, but they still mention some of the positive things about them.
Right.
I think that's called unbiased journalism.
Right. Right. Right.
But I guess that's just been thrown out the window. But no, I mean, he was a bad boy. But I do think that he had some issues, and
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, for him to go through all of that,
Yeah.
and then when he went to Vegas to get his stuff back. I'm like, dude, why don't you get somebody else? They just looking for you to do something. Dude, if you
Right.
if you
Right.
jaywalk, you getting 10 years. You know,
and,
like,
and you saw what they did. They literally said, "What's the most we can give him? You give him that, all of that."
well, didn't
Go.
he got 30 some years, didn't he? But he only
Did
served
he?
9. I think
Oh, I
they
thought.
sentenced him to 33 years, but he only
Okay.
served 9.
Okay.
Uh, it was 30 something if I remember correctly. But yeah, but dude, I never would
He
have. Dude, they're waiting on you to make a mistake.
he
They're
he
just
locked the
waiting on you.
he
Oh,
locked
he
the
did what?
door. He locked the door and said, "Don't go anywhere." Oh, that's kidnapping. Yeah, throw that in there. That's,
you know, they were waiting on him to slip, and he slipped, and but yeah, man. Like I said, just a fall
yeah.
from
It,
grace
it was
that.
it was funny to me how he just. It was almost like he became so blinded by the fame that he was
Hmm.
completely oblivious to
Hmm.
like how people would view him afterwards. Like he was still
Well,
going to the
what did
golf course.
Jay-Z say? What, the story of OJ, where he said, "I'm not black, I'm OJ."
I'm OJ, yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay, all right, dude. We'll show you. We'll remind you. Don't worry about it.
Right.
We'll,
Right.
we'll remind you. So you keep thinking
Yep.
it. So, but he kept that retirement money from the NFL. So
Yep.
that, I think, was his saving grace right there.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, tragic incident, concerning his
They're
wife
I
and
think they're
the
saying right
baby.
now, because you're always worth more dead than alive. Because right now his estate is like 30 mil, something like that.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and the
Okay.
Goldmans are trying to get it,
Well,
and
I'm sure they are. I'm sure.
and yeah, the Browns are trying to get it. Yeah,
I'm sure they are. I don't. Yeah, I wonder how that's going to work because I know when you do have an estate like that, and they distribute it to the family members first. But
right.
with that lawsuit
But
hanging over his head,
the lawyer's been named the executor of the estate. His lawyer.
yeah, yeah, no, but I'm just saying. So I guess when if they do distribute the money to
Right.
whomever, I don't know what his wishes were, but it's supposed to go to the family, the immediate family. Like if you have a wife, if you have kids,
Right.
or a husband, or whatever. Um, but I don't know how it applies or how it breaks down when
Well,
you have
from
lawsuit.
what I saw, the civil case that he lost, they're saying that he paid very little on it and
Hmm.
still owed on it. So I don't know if that would come first before the kids or what, the family members or what. Yeah.
Well, we'll see. We'll see.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
It would be messed up if they don't get anything.
Yeah.
But time will tell. Time will tell.
Yeah. Yeah. Man. Yeah.
But yeah, dare I say it? R.I.P. OJ.
And this is our
Man, the
last show,
dude is
everybody.
dead. The
It
dude
was
is dead, man. He's dead. Let's
this
have a
is
little respect for him.
this is
He's dead.
YouTube
So
is shutting down the show. This is our last show. We'd like to thank everybody
our
for
first and last.
right.
Yeah, we'll get,
Uh,
but I got to give props to Cameron and Mace. What's their podcast? I forgot the name because I don't give them
it
some
is what
love.
it is.
It is what it is. You guys need to check that
Yeah.
podcast out.
Yeah.
So
No,
do that. But yeah, they were the only ones.
it's
At
funny.
least, I mean, if there was someone else, I didn't see it. And I'm not,
Right.
scanning YouTube looking for it. But I just happened to come across them. I was like, and nobody else did say anything about dude. Like, in a positive way. It was just,
Right.
oh, OJ died. Yeah. Anyway, good riddance. And that what's Bruce
Jenner.
Jason, well, I don't know, whatever it said. Yeah,
Yeah.
whatever.
Uh,
Yeah. And he killed somebody. But anyway, go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead. Anyway, let's move along, man. This may be our last show, Weldon.
Oh man. So
Okay.
have you caught any of the Kendrick Lamar Drake situation?
I did. I have.
So what did you think?
And I like all the dudes, man.
Uh-huh.
Especially Kendrick and J. Cole. Drake is nice. I just wish he talk about a bit more substance, but I like Drake too.
Right.
I feel like I'm sorry, Kendrick's the first one,
Yeah.
when he came out saying there's no big three, it's just big me.
Right.
I thought his was the best so far. Um, J. Cole's verse was okay. It was nice.
But then
It
he like
didn't.
backtracked it. It's just-
Yeah, yeah. Didn't see that coming. Didn't see that coming. I
that's
mean,
like it's like you in a fight and you throw your first punch. You say, "My bad, man. I'm sorry."
right. And I get it. I mean, to a degree, maybe that's just not him. Maybe it's
Right.
just not him.
Right.
But yeah, I'd never heard of that, and because you and I come from the era of
Battle
Tupac and Big
rappers. Yeah.
Ice Cube and
Nas and Jay
NWA.
Z. Nas
Yeah,
and Jay Z. Yeah.
when they went at it,
Yeah.
there was no back. Look, they stood on it.
Right.
They
Right.
stood on it.
All right.
And so, yeah, that was kind of strange.
Yeah.
I mean, it doesn't make him any less of an MC to me, but it was just,
Right.
like you always say,
Yeah.
okay, okay, okay. But yeah, I'm just kind of curious to see. Now, actually, I think uh, what's his name responded today too, didn't he? Kendrick?
Drake.
No,
Oh,
Kendrick
Kendrick. Yeah.
responded
He
today,
like leaked something that was it was
and I haven't heard it. I haven't
I
heard it.
did. It was
So what? How was it?
it was he's not backing down. He's standing on it.
Okay.
He's
Okay.
going for the
I mean,
jugular.
what
Yeah.
did you think about it? What did you think about the?
I thought Kendrick. The only part of the whole situation that puzzled, because I thought the last thing I saw from Drake was decent. Um, the only thing about all of it that puzzled me was Rick Ross inserting himself into it. It's like nobody was even talking to you. It's like, why? That did
It's like, where did he come from?
right.
What's he doing?
Because Drake says something like says something about said, uh why is this dude in it and all, and he's turning 50. He's Leslie said something to that effect. But yeah, I have no idea why he's even opening his mouth in the situation, because nobody was even talking to
Actually,
him.
well, and maybe you can clarify this for me. Why are they beefing? Period.
I
What
think
happened?
I I in my opinion, I think Kendrick is I think it's in a way I think it's smart. He's building up buzz about, uh hip hop and everything like that. I mean, this usually
Mhm.
the only reason Jay-Z went after Nas in the first place was because he was trying to basically build up an event. He's trying to build up buzz between them. He didn't really care that they were both with the same girl. He didn't care about that.
Oh,
He
so that
just
wasn't about that.
nah,
And
not really.
so that it
Not
wasn't about that.
really. Not really. Nobody, I mean, who cares? It's just,
So this is the situation where Nas was just on top at the time or
right.
whatever. So he was trying to get
Jay-Z poked
get
a
some
fight
clout.
with him to kind of, build some buzz and a battle between them
Hmm.
and everything like that. And
Hmm.
yeah. And
Well,
but
because I mean,
the problem is it got ugly.
mhm.
It got out of hand with some of the stuff they were saying to each other back and forth. That's
Right.
when Jay-Z and Nas finally squashed, because it was getting ugly.
Mhm. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
been a minute since I, have even listened to any of that stuff. Even though I do remember
Yeah.
liking Ether better than
Super
Jay
ugly.
Z. But yeah, but no, I
I
mean, I
wasn't crazy
know
about Ether. I know the general consensus is Ether was the best. I wasn't crazy about Ether for some reason.
really,
It was a
man,
track.
dude, that I don't know. I remember because my boy really loved Jay Z at the
Right.
time, and he let me hear Jay Z's track, and I was like, okay, wait in. And then I heard Ether. I was like, oh shit, dude, hold up. I mean, none of them trump hit 'em up to me. I mean, to me, hit 'em up is still
See, once
this.
again, and maybe that's why J. Cole backed out, because my problem with Hit 'Em Up is it went beyond battle rap. It went really super ugly.
Well, see, yeah, well, that one there though, Tupac honestly thought dude set him up though.
right,
Like,
right.
so I get that. Um, yeah, I'm surprised he didn't just go try to kill him at that point. But
Yeah.
I mean, it that
You
one you talk about them.
you talking
That one,
you start talking about people's wives and stuff. It's
yeah, I mean, and I don't think we realized how serious it was.
yeah.
Even after we heard it, I mean, we knew Tupac was really upset,
Right.
but I don't think until he got killed, and
Right.
then,
Big got
of
killed.
course, we know what happened to Biggie,
Yeah.
then it was just like, damn, that shit was kind of
right.
serious.
right. Right.
Um,
Right.
so, and unfortunately, we lost two greats in
Right.
the game,
Yeah.
um, but yeah, I mean, I knew why they were beefing. I knew
Yeah.
why,
Ice
Ice
Cube
Cube
and
and
NW. Oh,
NWA,
definitely why
and
they were beefing. Yeah.
even LL and
Kumo
what's his
D.
name? Yeah, Kumo D. Yeah, and we knew, but I was like, well, but I'm not connected into hip hop like that now.
Right. Right.
So I'm just asking my son, well, why are they beefing? He didn't really know. He like they just been beefing for a minute. I'm like, oh, okay, they just so maybe this is just to like you said,
right.
build up
Yeah.
some publicity for whatever.
Yeah.
Maybe they're both doing something.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, so we'll see.
I mean, for all we know, he called me. He was like, "Look, I'm gonna talk about you in this song real quick. So we cool, right? You come back
Well,
and make one about me. Just
well, with the way J. Cole backed out, that's not too far fetched.
yeah.
You know. So, all right, it's on YouTube now. I'm out. You know. Um, Yeah, so I wouldn't be surprised if, it wouldn't surprise me if all three of them get on a
Yeah.
track
Right.
and do something,
Right.
with Rick Ross producing it.
Right.
So,
They they're probably
um,
building us for some big tour that we haven't heard
right,
about yet. And it's gonna be all
right,
three of them on there.
exactly. So, but yeah, but yeah, I'm just kind of, and I hope they just keep it on wax. I really do. That
Me
would,
too.
anybody
Me
get
too.
hurt. But yeah, to me, I think it's kind of like iron sharpening iron. I kind of think
Yeah.
it kind
Yeah.
of takes to your best
Right.
situation and okay, he said okay,
Right. Right. Right.
let's see what
Right.
I can come up with,
Right.
so there's like two boxers up in there. Let me,
Right.
all right, that's round
Right.
one. Let's see what's
Right.
about to happen next. So yeah,
Right.
but I hopefully we don't need anybody else being killed or anything like
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
Keep it
Yeah.
on wax, fellas. You
Right.
guys are all
Exactly.
talented, and let's just go from there. So
Yep.
we'll
Yep.
see.
Definitely, man. Yeah, we'll see. So next one. This one's crazy. Man accused of poisoning baby with antifreeze.
Man, okay. So I know that happened here for anyone listening that's not familiar with the Atlanta area. I
Right.
know that happened in Hampton, which is a suburb of Atlanta.
Right.
Dude, and this was because he didn't want to pay child support, right?
I'm trying.
If I
I'm looking it
remember
up right now. I'm trying to
correctly.
make sure before. I don't want to say anything wrong. I want to make sure
Yeah.
that that's why.
Let's
Because
do that. But whatever the reason, there's no reason to
no,
harm
a baby.
anyone for that, let alone, especially a child,
Right.
a baby, a newborn.
Yeah.
I mean, it, when situations like this occur, I really think that there are either he's evil or he's crazy, one
Yeah.
or the other. He cannot be sane and do something
No.
like that. Like, you cannot be in your right mind and do something like that to a child, a baby,
No.
a newborn. I mean, I don't know, man. That's really, really sad. I felt really bad when I came across that story, and I was just like, wow. Wow. Like, he deserves, because I think he got what, 40 years?
50. He's
50, and he has to serve at least 40 behind
yeah, he
bars.
poisoned a baby with antifreeze in her milk bottle.
That's, dude, yeah, there
Curtis
was
Jack.
I remember, shoot, this is probably 20 years ago, and this happened here in Georgia too. I think it was in like Carrollton or something like that. But this lady was married to two, I know
Oh,
one
you
was a
told me. I know.
firefighter,
I know what you're talking about. Yeah. Yeah.
and
She was
I think she
poisoning
was
them with.
poisoning them
Yeah.
with what was it?
I think it was antifreeze, wasn't it?
Was it antifreeze? I don't know. I know she was putting a little bit of something in the food
Yeah.
every
Yeah.
day. And it was
Yeah.
like a slow death, basically. I think it kind of
Right.
ate up their stomachs or something.
Right.
You can't be in your right mind doing stuff like that to
No.
people, man. I
No.
just don't, dude. Like, hey, just let them go. I get it.
No.
Sometimes it's hard to let go. But
Yeah.
you cannot be doing stuff like that, man. And I feel, did the baby die? Did the baby die?
Uh, let's see. Jackson at the time, she suffered serious injuries. She was taken to a local children's hospital where she tested positive for a chemical often found in automotive antifreeze.
Hmm.
Following investigation, Jack was identified as a suspect. It sounds like she's still alive.
Wow. Wow. Well,
Yeah.
I hope she recovers and completely. But man, yeah, that
Said
dude deserves.
authorities said that Jack and the baby's mother, who was his coworker, had been in an intimate relationship since January of 2020, and he had previously insisted that she terminate the pregnancy, the department said.
Hmm. So instead of paying some monthly payments,
Yeah.
he would rather kill
The,
a
the
newborn.
child did live because the child is now 3.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, yeah, he deserves whatever he gets, man. I mean, that's just ridiculous, man. It really
Yeah.
is. That's
Definitely,
ridiculous.
man.
So Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
crazy.
He deserves whatever he gets.
Yeah, yeah.
So
So, finally, Johnathan Majors has been sentenced to anger management classes. Um, after his trial, and he was found guilty. Um, what do you think, man? The floor is yours, Senator.
no, I'm gonna let you go ahead and
I okay. All I'm gonna say is I just find it very puzzling that this guy. I mean, he basically lost his career. Hopefully, he gets it back. But it's on videotape. Him running full sprint away from her, like
Mhm,
like a horror movie. Not
mhm,
like
mhm.
like he's trying to get away from her. She's chasing after him,
Right,
and I think you said that the Uber driver testified that she was assaulting him.
right. Yeah. Yet he's the one that's getting punished. It's man, the system is it's set up a certain way. That's what I want to say. The
Mhm.
criminal
Is that what
justice
you want to
system,
say? That's what you want to say?
that's
Okay.
what I want to say.
Mhm,
It is
mhm,
set up a certain way.
mhm.
And if you don't have money, good luck. That's that's what I'm going to say about that. Now, I do hope, I do hope his career rebounds. I do hope his career rebounds. Because he was on top of the world, man.
Yeah,
And I think he is one of the better younger actors. I'm hard on him.
absolutely. Yeah, yeah,
But when I saw him on, I think it's Lovecraft Country,
yeah,
um, that's when he,
yeah.
came on the radar for me. I had seen him before. Actually, I saw him in a movie I still don't understand to this day, the Last Man in San Francisco,
Okay.
and I need to see it again. It's some independent film,
Mhm,
but he was in that. But then a couple of years later, I saw him in Lovecraft Country. I was like, dude is
mhm.
really acting. And then I saw
Right,
him, getting into the Marvel stuff, and
right.
he was about to take off. And then
Yeah,
this occurred, and we know how these things can derail a
yeah,
career.
yeah.
Um, Now, one thing I will say, it seems because it's kind of going under the radar a little bit. Even this story was under the radar. I don't know if that's good or bad, meaning
Mhm.
he's going to come back. But I think we referenced dude that did Birth of a Nation.
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah.
I forgot his name.
I can't remember his
Um,
name. Yeah, but
but
yeah, I know what
he
you're
had
talking
a
about. Yeah,
situation when he was in college. It
yeah.
came back to haunt him, and his career hasn't been the same since. And I
Right.
think he was a pretty good actor too.
Yeah,
Um, and but so unfortunately for us, these things tend to affect our professional lives a bit
yeah,
differently than they do others.
yeah,
Which is again why we need to own certain things.
yeah,
Not just certain things, but we need to own more. Like, i.e. Tyler Perry, where you can greenlight certain stories.
yeah.
Um,
Nate Parker. That was his name.
yeah, Nate Parker. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. And maybe they need to get together and do something,
yeah.
But yeah. I mean, I hope that his career, bounces back. I don't know if it's going to be on the trajectory that it was prior to this happening, but
Right.
hopefully, I mean, people have come back from stuff.
True.
Now, well, I don't know. What has Nate Parker been in?
Nothing that I nothing that I've seen.
I saw him. You know what? I saw him in some movie a couple of years ago. Had something to do. He was robbing a bank or something. I think he was a vet, or I. That's how much stuck with me. But anyway, his career never bounced back.
Yeah.
But he wasn't. I don't know if he was on the trajectory that Jonathan Majors is on.
No,
Uh,
Jonathan Majors. I mean, it's going to be interesting to see what direction Marvel is going to take from here because they shot a lot of stuff with him
mhm,
building up to for him to be like huge in Marvel.
mhm.
So I don't know how they're gonna slam on the
Well, you
brakes
know
on
what?
that. And
Though? They make enough money where I can see them just, scrapping that, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
I could see
Or
if
or we've seen them do this before, especially with us.
Mhm.
They could just recast and be like, no, it's the same guy. They did it with Don Cheadle and
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
with what's his name? They
Terrence Howard.
they didn't even bother to get somebody that looked like Terrence Howard.
Right,
Like,
right,
we'll show you.
right,
Oh,
right,
you think you got that much pull? Watch this.
right. Yeah, yeah. I mean, they
he's a
make enough
foot
money,
he's a foot shorter than you.
and it's not like he had the impact of, let's say, a Robert Downey Jr.
Right, right,
or
right,
any of the other main characters
right.
in those movies. He was becoming a
Yeah,
main
yeah,
character,
yeah.
but I don't think he had reached that point yet.
No.
So I think they were just waiting to see if he was even going to be found guilty. He was. I think it was the next day. They said, "Oh, he's out."
Yep. Yeah. Yep.
Oh yeah, he's out.
Yeah.
So yeah, I would be surprised if they did bring him back. And Marvel just doesn't want to have that image, you know.
Right.
Now I'd be curious to see how they would have handled it if he had not been found guilty. If they would have kept
Right.
him still,
Right.
I don't know. I kind of find that hard to believe too.
Yeah.
But
It kind of looked like they were prepared to
right,
totally
right.
cut him off. Yeah.
And
Yeah.
so that, and I don't know who's up next in terms of,
Yeah.
Black Hollywood.
Yeah.
Gosh, I don't really look at movies like that to keep up with that, but but I do hope
Maybe
he recovers.
maybe what's his name that was in Snowfall? Um Idris?
Oh yeah, Idris. I
Damon
forgot his last
Idris?
name.
Is it?
Yeah, he is. To me, he's a good actor.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah,
I could see
yeah.
him
Yep.
doing it. Yeah, he's a bad boy.
Yeah.
I'm still upset that Snowfall is not coming back on this
Me too,
season.
man. Man. Man.
Damn. You know, but but no, I'm glad they. Actually, I was talking to my son about it because he was asked. We were talking about good shows because he looked at Breaking Bad. He's
Yeah, yeah,
watched and he's only 19. So I was telling him some good shows to watch. And I was like, oh, you need to check out Snowfall. He's
yeah,
like, yeah, I
yeah,
heard about that. So I hope he checks it out. But yeah,
yeah,
dude's evolution as an actor, I think, was really on display throughout Snowfall.
yeah, yeah.
And so that's why I really
Absolutely,
um
absolutely.
but
I
yeah, so
mean
he and I
that
forgot about dude, what's the other dude that went with Steve Harvey's daughter? Um
that
he
was
was
him. He did. Oh,
oh well, the other dude.
the,
No, the other
oh my bad. You you gotta
I
be
forgot
more
he went with
you
her.
got you
I
gotta be more specific, man. You got
I forgot. Yeah,
you
I
gotta be
forgot he went with her. I
you
really
you got
did.
you gotta be more specific, man. You can't.
Before him.
Lori,
Before him.
Lori, Lori Harvey, she's making the rounds.
Yeah,
You got
yeah, I forgot. She's got a list. I forgot. But who was the one before him?
Michael B. Jordan.
Yes, him.
Okay.
Him. So maybe Lori, maybe you might do bad. You got to slow down. Hey, look, I'm not Lori Harvey. She's doing her thing. I even like Lori Harvey. She's an attractive young lady. Do you? Anyway,
uh,
but yeah, I forgot both of them went with. I completely forgot about that.
oh
But
man.
yeah, dude, Michael B. Jordan. That's what I was
Yeah.
talking about. You're like him. He did. I'm like, oh, I forgot he went with her. But yeah, yeah. So I could see one of them being casted, because Marvel likes
Yeah.
that sure thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it
Yeah.
wouldn't surprise me. Or maybe there's somebody, that's up and
Yeah.
coming. I don't know.
Yeah.
But yeah, he got Megan good, so he's
Yeah.
off to a good start.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
She's a good, wholesome woman, and so you know, we'll see, how
Yeah,
he
man.
fares,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
good luck to him, So, but
Yeah, man.
I know he's happy it's over with, though. That's
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
most important thing.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
because what did he get? What did you say he got?
Anger management,
Yeah, anger management courses and
counseling. Yeah.
okay, so yeah, he got off easy. He's lucky he
Yeah.
got a few dollars because
Right.
that can turn into something else.
Right. 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 Right.
What you
Right.
mean? I'm locked up
Right.
15 years.
Right. Right.
Telling you, But yeah. So good luck to him because
Yeah, man.
he's definitely a talented guy. And he's young. What is he? Maybe
Yeah.
30, maybe or something like
Think
that.
so. Yeah.
Young guy.
Yeah.
Got his whole life ahead of him, and
Yeah.
yeah. So that's
Yeah,
it.
man. Yeah.
Um,
Well, and that's so that concludes this episode of Full Disclosure. Be sure to like and subscribe, and we really want to thank everybody for joining us. We'll be coming with much more content in the future. So bear with us and take this ride. We
let's
hope to
do it, man. Let's do
let's do it.
it.
Exactly,
All
man.
right, you guys
All
take
right.
care.
Take care, everybody.